And I thought, what would happen if, for a week, I didn't use the word anger to describe how I was feeling? I don't want to get rid of it. I want to have the choice to be able to be in that state. It can be a resource at times. But what would happen if that wasn't my tool of first resort when I was upset? What if I used, this annoys me, or this peeves me? And I thought, jeez, I can't say that. I just see it. You know what? This is really peeving me. You know? So I thought, well, it'll probably be a great pattern-up. So you know what I did? For a week, I tried it. Blew my mind. I'll never forget the first time I used it. I was on the road. I flew into the city. I come in there. I get about 1 o'clock in the morning to the hotel. I got to be up early in the morning to do the seminar. And, you know, my staff usually gets there and checks me in. Well, I get there. I'm not checked in. So I get to the front desk, and this person who died 4 years ago and is still working at the front desk kind of like walks up kind of like this to the front desk, like this, you know, and then hunts and pecks my name into the computer, you know, and can't seem to find it. And I'm like, and I finally turned to this person, and I said, you know, I know this isn't your fault, but I'm getting a bit peeved. This person looked up, started grinning. I started grinning. It just totally wiped out my state right there. And I said, you know, I really like your help, and I'm really tired. And that's all it took. Person said, oh, I'm so sorry. Here, just take the key, and I'll figure it all later. I was like, whoa, I like peeve, cool stuff. I started linking what to it? Pleasure, that's right. This is hot stuff. And you know what? I started using it more and more and more. I also found it helped me communicate better when I was upset with somebody, that I got a much better result. If I called up and I said, you know, this is just annoying me a little bit. I really appreciate your help. Rather than calling him and saying, you know, this really makes me angry. That puts people on the defensive, doesn't it? And I learned how to soften it even more from there. So what I began to do is I began to say, you know what? Here's what happened. We had 3 people together, and we all had a funnel, the same funnel of experience, same sensations very much coming in. We all were seeing, hearing, and seeing the same thing, except here was the difference. We all had different little forms, and one guy had livid and rage and kill somebody, and mine was angry, and this guy's peeved and tinkled and a little annoyed. And when the same sensations came in, we just put them in our form, and that's what we felt. And I realized I used to feel that way a lot because I used the label a lot. Here's what I want you to put in your notes. The label you put on your experience becomes your experience. The label you put on your experience becomes your experience. The minute you say, this is humiliating, you're right. But maybe what it is a little bit uncomfortable. Would that make a difference in how you feel, yes or no? You better believe it. And you know what? Some people have these intense words like humiliation. They attach it to any sensation they don't like. Anything that's disappointing, they don't call it disappointing, they call it humiliating. And you know what? They feel humiliated. My mom called me on the phone. And this was right after I started making these distinctions. And I was out of town. And she called, I guess, 2 or 3 times, and she got the machine. And she reached my secretary one time. She absolutely lost it. I finally got a message from her on the machine by the time I got home. And she just went on and on about how my son is not president of the United States. And who does he think he is? That I got to leave a message on a machine. I want to talk to him personally. She went on and on and on. I am totally and completely humiliated. And she went absolutely crazy. So I called her up and explained to her that she should look up the word humiliation in the dictionary. And that did not build much rapport. What I began to do is tease her and harass her until I broke her what? And then I explained to her transformational vocabulary, and I explained to her everything I'd done to support her, and that she was already making herself feel horrible by selecting words that weren't appropriate. She jumped the gun, number 1, in her beliefs. Number 2, even if she believed something is wrong, she used a word that intensified the emotion. True or false? How many of us do this? How many of us select words that intensify our negative experience?